You know how motivational speakers and good parents and teachers encourage us to make history? Yeah, I think a lot of people took that innocent message the wrong way. Let me explain. Social media is full of quotes attributed to historical figures and photographs with amazing stories behind them. But a lot of times, these are not real and are pure fabrications, that is, made up history. It always comes as a surprise to me because our recorded history is so rich. It is not lacking in any department. There's politics, art, drama, culture, everything. So it's really quite disappointing when people take to social media to make up fake stories about a past that is already so fascinating and doesn't need any such rubbish stories to appear interesting. So what exactly are these fake tales? For starters, there are photographs that are shared with various narratives around them. One photo apparently shows MK Gandhi dancing with a young woman, but the man in it is an actor. Another was shared as proof of Jawaharlal Nehru's womanizing tendencies, but the woman showing affection for him in the photo is his niece. Then there are visuals of amazing archaeological finds. For example, there's a video showing scrolls that were supposedly unearthed at the site of the Ayodhya Ram Mandir, but it turned out to be fake as there was no report of such a find being made. The next one's even better, or should I say worse. An image of an antique-looking drone was shared as a 21-billion-year-old drone unearthed in Prayagraj, Uttar Pradesh. That's right, a 21-billion-year-old drone was apparently found in a 4.5-billion-year-old planet. Miracles never end, do they? Another such technological miracle attributed to the past is the presence of cameras and photography in ancient and medieval times. Several pictures apparently show real photographs of everything ranging from a historical event like the construction of the Great Pyramids of Giza to Indian royalty like Choda Princess Kundavai, Mughal Queen Mumtaz Mahal, Maratha King Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj and Jhansi's Rani Lakshmibai. And internationally, there's the picture that supposedly shows the real face of the woman on whose features the Statue of Liberty was modelled. This one may seem more plausible given the timelines of the commissioning of the statue and the advent of photography, but it's not true either. Let's move from fake images to fake quotes. People have attacked us in the comments of the videos where we tackle these misquotes individually, but their feelings on the subject, no matter how strong, don't change the fact that these gentlemen did not say these things often attributed to them. First is a statement apparently made by Nehru that goes, "By education I am an Englishman, by views an internationalist, by culture a Muslim and a Hindu only by accident of birth." The second is the one where in an address to the British Parliament in 1835, Lord Thomas Babington Macaulay praised Indian culture and knowledge systems, saying that these needed to be crushed in order to make the British colonial project successful in the subcontinent. In reality, Macaulay had an extremely negative view of India, calling it a decomposed society of a miserable race. And if you still want to defend the myth that he called us awesome, you should first know that the same words he apparently said in praise of India have gone viral as a statement about the African continent, made on the same date as the same day when he made the statement of India in the same place, that is the British Parliament. Surely, he wouldn't have done such a shameless copy-paste job of his own sentiments. Back to examples of historical fake news, we have whole events that are completely cooked up in someone's imagination. We have Bhagat Singh's execution date being given as 14 February instead of 23rd March, asking people to remember his sacrifice instead of simply celebrating Valentine's Day. There's also the claim that Indian freedom fighters have been commemorated on the British-built India Gate in New Delhi. We have already covered some of the international fake events in the second episode of this series, which was on conspiracy theory. Examples include the story that the ship that sailed under the name of the Titanic was actually its sister vessel, the Olympic, and that the sinking was a manufactured accident, and visual proof supporting the widely held belief that NASA faked the 1969 moon landing. So why do people create and share such fake histories? With a lot of political content, especially in cases of polarizing personalities like Nehru and V.D. Savarkar, what is playing out are people's biases. Those who support one ideology may create a fake post either glorifying their side or showing the other in a poor light. And upon seeing such a post, those who subscribe to that ideology are likely to rush in and share it without stopping to check if there's any truth to the claims in it. You may have seen this in your family or friend WhatsApp groups. It can also have something to do with the conspiracy theory mindset. Let me explain first with the idea of the recreation of the image of ancient India in popular imagination. We know that ancient India was a fascinating place where zero was discovered, and it was the birthplace of many important things from spiritual schools of thought to the game of chess. But sensationalists will not rest with that and will spin absurd claims around the basic fact of ancient Indian wisdom. There is one post that says that a Varaha sculpture in a temple dating back to ancient times shows the deity holding a spherical globe, meaning ancient Indians were ahead of the Western world, which believed that the earth was flat until medieval times. Another post shared an image of what looks like a stone sculpture of a man working on a computer with the claim that it is from a 1400-year-old Pallava temple. Obviously, both posts are fake because the Varaha sculpture is from a temple built in 2015, while the computer image is just that, an image generated by an artist very much in modern times and not an ancient sculpture. Connect posts like this to the Macaulay quote we spoke about earlier and you'll see a clear pattern. A desperate need to portray ancient India as a golden age that was corrupted by outside forces like the British. But isn't it strange that despite this hatred for that which is foreign, we still want to believe that Macaulay, a white British colonialist, heaped words of praise on our nation? In fact, it is this very mindset that manifests itself in a type of fake posts, where misinformation peddlers claim that Western thinkers like Leo Tolstoy, Albert Einstein, and Bertrand Russell have extolled the virtues of the two most practiced religions in India. Like with Macaulay's fake quote that is shared about both India and Africa, this list of fake quotes is shared in the context of both Hinduism and Islam separately. But by now you should know, they're both fake. To go back to posts like the ones with sculptures, what they're trying to tell you is, here's some information you didn't know about your own past. But there's another kind of content which is supposedly corrective, where people try to push the idea that as a society we have been fed the wrong history. They may say that this was done by the political dispensation of the time because they'll say, look, they glorified their own people but showed others in a poor light, or they didn't talk enough about other important people in order to highlight a certain set of individuals. What all this is doing is creating echo chambers where the same voices send out the same kind of messaging, saying we were wronged, we deserve better, etc. And those at the receiving end start to form their opinions and a victim complex based on this messaging because it is constant and because they aren't exposed to arguments from other sides of the spectrum. All this means that there are many layers of creation happening here. One, of course, is the creation and sustenance of these echo chambers we spoke about earlier. These spaces then create an insecurity among us that we have been betrayed all our lives. This insecurity is then exploited with the creation and mass dissemination of fake posts that tap into our vulnerabilities. And these go viral because we all know that such posts are much easier to consume than our actual history books and documentaries. And that's not all. Creators who rely on fake history for their content are also creating a loyal audience for themselves. And when this audience follows their work, shares it, watches it, and engages with it, the creators end up making a good deal of money. So they're not necessarily doing this with a lofty purpose of educating us about the truth. They stand to gain from it much more than we do. Just as there are no clear-cut answers as to why people create and share history-related fake posts, the effects of such posts are also not easily mapped. But we can make calculated guesses. For example, such claims may undermine real historical research because it is a lot easier to say X thing happened in Y place at Z time than to put in the time, money and effort into doing scientific research that can prove or disprove such a claim. Also, believing in these fake claims instead of real history leads to a dumbing down of society, where we are much more comfortable digesting unproved or easily debunkable lies, rather than engage with painstakingly proven or documented fact. Also, it's not hard to imagine that fake history can influence voting decisions. Once people are convinced that they have been wronged in the past as a community, or that their glorious past was hidden from them, or whatever it may be, they can be susceptible to the claims made by political players who promise to avenge them and right the wrongs that they were subjected to in the past. So what should you do when you come across such posts? First, check for a source. A lot of times, these posts will just share a claim without providing a source, which in itself is a red flag when we're talking about historical facts. We're not saying that all posts that don't cite a source share misinformation, but the absence of one should make you doubtful. And if there is a source, look it up immediately. Sometimes sources are made up, just like the fake claims. In other cases, a source is cited, but if you examine the original work, you will find no mention of the sensational claim made in the post. For example, a popular post said that a book titled Naked Ambition by Jad Adams revealed that Nathuram Godse killed MK Gandhi for agreeing to Muhammad Ali Jinnah's proposal of a corridor that would connect East and West Pakistan by cutting through the Indian mainland. When we investigated, we found that this book exists, but we also found that Adams did not say in it that Gandhi approved such a corridor. In fact, there is no evidence that Gandhi reacted to the proposal at all, while Nehru and Sardar Patel went on record to call it nonsense and absurd. But if you want faster results, opt for reverse image searches for visual-related claims and keyword searches for text-based claims. If even these results don't help, ask us fact-checkers. We at Factly have a dedicated WhatsApp tip line where you can get viral claims checked and request fact-checks if one doesn't exist in our database already. We have even debunked several of these claims related to history here on our YouTube channel, with one video dedicated to fake posts about the Indian freedom movement, which is linked in the description. But beyond all these practical tips, a definitive solution to dealing with fake history posts is to look at each such post in isolation instead of through the lens of your ideology. If a post says Godse did this or Gandhi didn't do that, don't let your politics affect how you understand it. Run the claim and only that specific claim through the channels mentioned earlier and find out if it is true before you forward it or act on it in any way. So, if you think about it, it's very easy to not fall for all this made-up history because in the present, we have several tools that can help us differentiate between truth and falsehoods related to the past. With that, we come to the end of the 4th episode of Season 5 of Decode. We will see you next time with another topic from within the strange world of fake news. Until then, like and share this video and subscribe to Factly if you haven't already, so you can watch our daily fact checks and stay informed. Thank you for watching.